Hey everyone, it's Jen Beck with CompleteHealthRevolution.com, and I just want to talk with you for a few minutes today about comparing. Comparing when it comes to our health is really a dangerous place to operate from. I was talking with a friend of mine earlier about this today, and we were talking about how when you're trying to lose weight or you're frustrated with where you're at physically, or heck, if you're a woman today, right? We a lot of times will look at how am I doing in comparison to somebody else. I used to, in my early 20s, I was really big on comparing. I remember being in the gym and looking around at other people and going, oh man, if I only had legs like that, if I only had arms like that, if I was only thin like she was, if I was only this, if I was only that. And then the opposite end of that spectrum is, folks that maybe we're surrounded with that we realize aren't healthy, or maybe they're carrying extra weight, and we go, oh, at least I'm not that bad. Like, compared to everybody else around me, I'm doing pretty good, right? And so we can create either end of the spectrum, and sometimes we get stuck in the middle, right? And because we look at somebody that's not as healthy as us, and we go, oh, well, I don't have that much to worry about. Like, I'm not that bad, right? And we can give ourselves kind of this false sense of security about how we're really doing and how our health really is. Because if we're comparing ourselves to somebody else, it really is irrelevant to how our body's functioning, or how healthy we are, what our weight is, or what our lifestyle is like. Because all we're doing is looking at somebody else and making ourselves feel better about where we're at. On the other end of the spectrum, where I used to be, it was really detrimental because I was looking at all of the things that I wasn't, and so hard on myself and beating myself up about I can't do this, and I'm not this, and I'm not that, and I'm not this. And so then I started hating my body because of what it wasn't, what it wasn't able to do, and what it didn't look like. And hi, Tucker. And really, like, all of the things that I could hate about my body was in plain view because I was comparing myself to somebody else. And for me, this really started when I was, probably when I was in my mid-teen years. And I was really, I think a lot of us go through this when we're in our teenage years, where we're comparing ourselves to somebody else. Am I pretty? Am I as pretty as she is? Am I pretty enough? And for me, though, when I was I was 19, and I had the opportunity to go out to California and do a test photo shoot and a screen test for this agency out there. And I was really excited to go, and was really hopeful. My older brother had done some modeling and things like that. And I was like, oh, that would just be so cool. And just a total personal note, I still love America's Next Top Model. My husband laughs at me all the time. But I've always really loved the fashion industry and modeling and just the glamour of it all. So I was excited to go out there, and I remember being devastated when I was out there because I went and talked to this modeling agency, and 19 years old, 6 feet tall, and weighed 145 pounds. And when I met with them, their response was, well, are you willing to lose another 20 to 25 pounds? Because if you are, then we might be able to do something with you. But if not, at best, maybe you can be a local plus size model. But that's about all we have for you. And I just remember being devastated because in comparison to everybody else around me at that age, at that weight, I was thin. And so for me, it was devastating. And I still remember going, no, I don't want to live on cigarettes and coffee the rest of my life like half the models are. I like food. I like to eat. I like to have a life. And as much as I would love to travel and I would love to do the photography and things like that, that's not what I'm willing to commit my life to being, and living like that to accomplish that. And I've never regretted that decision. I'm glad that I didn't pursue that, because I think it's a wholly unhealthy industry and unhealthy lifestyle. And I've gotten to travel and pursue, interests other ways. But I remember that conversation so vividly, and it really affected me for years. In my mid-20s, I was eating low fat, which meant that I had a bowl of cereal for breakfast, Skittles or Twizzlers for a snack. I had typically a sandwich or a salad for lunch, a sandwich being something from fast food because I didn't cook. And then the afternoon was like a Diet Mountain Dew or, you know, 100-calorie snack or pretzels or something like that. And then dinner was like pasta because it was all really low fat and it was all really low calorie. And that's what I thought that I should be doing. Gosh, there was even a year where I had cottage cheese and carrots every day for lunch for an entire year trying to lose weight. And so I had really, really major issues when it came to body distortion because I was comparing myself to everyone else around me, right? I was going, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not that. And ended up gaining weight because I was eating low fat and because the way that I was eating wasn't congruent with my metabolic design. And, you know, and I was lethargic and I was tired and I was cranky and just blah. And so I thank God that, you know, that I had a friend of mine that was into nutrition after my mom had her relapses, and I got interested in nutrition, that had the ability to teach me some of the things that she knew and that she was aware of, and that she had learned, and then pass that on to me. And so as I was going through school for nutrition, and as I was starting to learn and incorporate different things in my life, I had the ability to, you know, to reclaim my health and become more energetic and feel great again. And like, I mean, I feel better at 42 than I did at 25. And that's totally because of the way that I live now and the foods that I eat and the sleep that I get and the nourishment and the water and everything else. So, I mean, I've definitely taken steps to make that happen. But I think back to that 20-something girl and how much I was plagued by that comparison. And how many women I still meet today, regardless of what their age is, that are still the same way, that are still comparing themselves to someone else in hopes of them being, you know, in hopes of feeling better about themselves, right? So I'm not this, I'm not that bad. I don't look that bad. I don't have that much extra weight. Or I wish, and I hope that one day. And so I would really encourage you to just stay in your own lane. Like, think about what is the best thing for you. How do you maximize your health? How do you maximize your energy? How do you give your body what it needs? Because when it gets what it needs, it releases any extra weight. Like, I don't have to worry about dieting. If I'm not feeling great, like if I eat not great for a couple of days, on a vacation or something like that, I can tell. And I know exactly what my body needs to go back to it. I'm not a purist. I'm not against indulging once in a while and enjoying life and really enjoying food. But for me, it's always looking at quality first. And if I'm going to indulge in something, like if I have a glass of wine, or if I have, you know, a couple bites of chocolate cake, or, you know, our vacation, we eat out more than we normally do. I know the supplements to take to counteract that, and I know how to get my body back on track. But my focus is really still always about the quality of what I'm getting, and am I getting vegetables in there? Am I getting a good lean protein in there? And those are kind of always the staples of what I look for when I eat. You know, but it's really a matter of giving your body what it needs. Like, I know that my metabolic design is protein, and so if I eat, you know, just a salad with no protein in it whatsoever, I'm going to be miserable most of the day as a result of that, because I'm going to constantly be hungry and have cravings and everything else. So it's a matter of eating what's right for what your body needs and focusing on the daily healthy habits versus the number on a scale. Because the number on the scale is the absolute last thing to change. Yes, you can go on a crash diet or a fad diet and you can be able to lose weight. But is it sustainable, right? And if you're really looking for sustainable, true weight loss and true weight management and waking up feeling amazing and enjoying life, then you've got to take the whole foods approach and find out what your body needs, what your metabolic design is, and then nourish your body in accordance to that so that you do feel fantastic on a daily basis. But it's all up to you, right? I mean, there's no one that you can compare yourself that will make your body healthier or less healthy. It's all what we do on a daily basis. So I would encourage you, I mean, start by looking at what your metabolic design is. Are you a protein, are you carbohydrate, or are you mixed? How should you be eating on a daily basis? How much protein, how much carbohydrates, how much fats should you have for what your body needs, right? And then look at the quality of what you're eating. And it's a matter of again, focusing on what you can do each day and how do you maximize your health. And that's really what I teach my clients. We work on so much of the mindset and, healthy living and all the fundamentals about how to nourish our body and how to eat well and how to make it happen. But if we don't have a healthy relationship with food or our bodies, then it's going to be really difficult to maintain any kind of weight loss or any kind of health patterns at all, because we're more worried about what the results are, what the number is, versus how our body is feeling and how we're thriving on a daily basis. So much of the work that I do with my one-on-one clients is healing a relationship with food, helping them to maximize their energy levels and their overall health, and eating so that their body is healthy and it just releases the weight. So if you're somebody that is stuck in the comparison, or you need to heal your relationship with food, or you're really ready to make lifestyle changes, I would encourage you to sign up for a health breakthrough session. This is a 30-minute session where you and I can chat and look at exactly what your goals are, and then how do we take you from here to here, both in health habits as well as mindset and healing your relationship with food. So I'm Jen Beck with Complete Health Revolution, and I would just encourage you to remember, if you ignore your health, it will go away. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.